Hello, in this section I will show you the relationship between Cartesian and cylindrical vectors and their transformation. So the final relationship between Ax, Ay, Az and arrow Phi Az are obtained by putting equation 11, this equation, or you can say this equation, into Ax plus Ay plus Az unit vector Az, arrow unit vector arrow plus Phi unit vector Phi plus Az unit vector Az. So we will get this equation here. So A equal to Ax cos phi plus Ay sin phi unit vector arrow plus minus Ax sin phi plus Ay cos phi unit vector Phi plus Az unit vector Az. Or you can write it as this is the unit vector, this is vector arrow, this is vector Phi, and this is Az. So you can write it as arrow equal to Ax cos phi plus Ay sin phi. Phi is equal to minus Ax sin phi plus Ay cos phi. Az equal to Az. In matrix form, we write the transformation of vector A from these Cartesian vectors to cylindrical vectors as, you can write it as this is arrow Phi Az. We are writing it in a matrix form, so just write cos phi here, sin phi here, and here is no z component, so 0, and minus sin phi, cos phi, there is no z component, so 0, and in this case we have no x and y component, so 0, 0, 1, we have this z component in bracket Ax, Ay, Az, and we can calculate the inverse transformation. We can calculate it in terms of Ax, Ay, Az. So just take the inverse transformation. So write this equation is here and this one is here. So Ax, Ay, Az equal to cos phi sin phi 0 minus sin phi cos phi 0, 0, 0, 1. Its inverse in bracket arrow Phi Az. So its inverse can be easily calculated with the help of vector analysis or directly from this equation, arrow unit vector arrow plus Phi unit vector Phi plus Az unit vector Az, and equation 11. So we can write it as Ax, Ay, Az cos phi minus sin phi 0 sin phi cos phi 0 and 0, 0, 1 in bracket arrow Phi Az. So we have these two equations in terms of these Cartesian vectors and in terms of if you want to calculate in terms of arrow Phi Az, we have this equation, and if you want to calculate in form of Cartesian, you have this equation.